So you think you're broken? Join the club. There's about 8 billion members. Tara Brach wrote Radical Acceptance because she noticed something wild. Most of us spend our entire lives convinced we're not enough. Not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, not spiritual enough, not enough. She calls this the trance of unworthiness. And honestly, it's the most relatable trance ever. Brach is a psychologist and Buddhist teacher, which means she's seen people at their absolute worst and learned how to sit still for hours without checking their phone. She combines Western therapy with Buddhist teachings, creating something that doesn't feel like either. It feels like someone finally speaking your language. The core idea is simple: accept everything. Not in a doormat way, in a this is what's happening right now way. Radical acceptance has 2 parts. Think of them as wings on a bird. You need both to fly, otherwise you're just flopping around on the ground. Wing 1 is recognition. This means seeing what's actually happening inside you. Note the story you tell yourself about what's happening, the actual raw experience. You're anxious, you're angry, you want chocolate, you hate your job, you're jealous of your friends' vacation photos. Just see it clearly. Wing 2 is compassion. This means not treating yourself like garbage for what you just recognized. You're anxious? Of course you are. You're human. You're jealous? Yeah, that's uncomfortable, but it doesn't make you a terrible person. Most of us skip straight to self-judgment. We feel something uncomfortable and immediately start the "what's wrong with me" spiral. Brach says stop that. Here's where it gets interesting. She talks about the power of the pause, that tiny moment between something happening and you reacting. That gap is where freedom lives. Most of us blast right through it. Something triggers us and we're already screaming or crying or eating an entire pizza. The pause is where you catch yourself. You feel the surge of anger or fear or desire, and instead of immediately acting on it, you just pause. Notice it, welcome it even. This sounds easy, it's not. Your brain wants to DO something, fix it, run from it, numb it. Your brain does not want to sit there and feel uncomfortable feelings like some kind of emotional masochist. But here's the twist. When you actually feel your emotions fully, they move through you. They don't get stuck, they don't build up, they don't control you. Brach explains that emotions live in your body as physical sensations. That anxiety, it's a tight chest and shallow breathing. That anger, it's heat in your face and tension in your jaw. When you actually experience these sensations without running from them, they transform, they lose their power. Now let's talk about fear and desire. These 2 run the show for most people. Fear pushes you away from things. Desire pulls you toward things. Interesting. And you're constantly ping-ponging between them like a very stressed pinball. Fear is basically anticipating future pain. You're not actually in danger right now. You're just convinced you will be. Your brain is terrible at distinguishing between real threats and imagined ones. It treats a work presentation like a tiger attack. Desire works the same way. You think you'll be happy when you get the thing, the promotion, the relationship, the body, the car. Then you get it and the happiness lasts about 12 seconds before you're on to the next thing. Radical acceptance means recognizing these forces without letting them control you. You can feel fear without running. You can feel desire without grasping. If you're enjoying this and want more content about books that'll mess with your brain in the best way, hit subscribe and drop a comment about what you'd like to see next. Brach also talks about how we treat other people like cardboard cutouts. When you're stuck in your own drama, everyone else becomes background characters. They're not real to you. They're just obstacles or tools or scenery. This is how people justify cruel behavior. Someone isn't real to you, you don't feel their pain. A father disowns his gay son. Divorced parents weaponize their kids. Wars happen, all because we forget other people are as real as we are. Radical acceptance extends beyond yourself. It means seeing others clearly too, recognizing their humanity, their suffering, their realness. There's a practice Brach teaches called RAIN. It's an acronym. Recognize what's happening. Allow the experience to be there. Investigate with kindness. Nurture with self-compassion. It's a framework for those moments when you're drowning in difficult emotions. Instead of pushing them away or drowning in them, you use RAIN. You name what you're feeling, you let it be there, you get curious about it, you treat yourself kindly. The book is full of stories. Brach shares her own struggles, her clinical work with patients, Buddhist parables, real human experiences of suffering and transformation. She doesn't pretend this is easy. She doesn't promise you'll become enlightened next Tuesday. She just offers a different way of being with yourself. A way that doesn't involve constant warfare against your own experience. When it comes down to it, most suffering comes from fighting reality. You want things to be different than they are. You want to feel different than you feel. You want to be different than you are. Radical acceptance says stop fighting. Be because you're giving up, but because acceptance is actually the starting point for real change. You can't transform what you won't acknowledge. You can't heal what you won't feel. The book teaches you to be your own best friend, how to treat yourself with the kindness you'd offer someone you love. When you mess up, instead of self-flagellation, you offer yourself understand. This isn't self-indulgence, it's self-compassion. There's a difference. Self-indulgence is eating the whole cake because you deserve it. Self-compassion is recognizing you're in pain and finding a healthier way to care for yourself. Brach argues that our true refuge isn't in external circumstances, it's in our own awareness. That stable, compassionate presence within you that can hold any experience. Jobs end, relationships end, bodies age. Everything changes, but that inner awareness remains. Radical acceptance is about coming home to that awareness, about trusting your own innate goodness, about finally being okay with being exactly who you are, right now, in this moment, not 5 pounds lighter or 5 achievements bigger, right now. The freedom is in the acceptance, not in changing yourself into someone acceptable, you already are.